Hey guys, it's Tim and this Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as tonight's Friday Night Smackdown does go, I thought it was an easy show to watch, and I thought the show was good, but it wasn't really like, so there was something missing, and it didn't feel like something special. And I think one of the reasons for that is because we watched that Crown Jewel kickoff show this morning from the, The Experience in Saudi Arabia. They had all the Saudi fans in there. I mean, it was maybe a couple hundred, if that. But they're like, we're here in Saudi Arabia and this and that, and then Michael Cole's over here. We're in Brooklyn. Look, Lin-Manuel Miranda in the front row. And I'm just like, I just can't get into the show because, and usually pre-tape shows are fine for me, but I can't get into it when it's like, they were in Saudi this morning doing live content on Peacock, and then they're here trying to make us, suspend our disbelief to think, oh, well, they're now back in the United States. What the what? So yeah, I don't know. Also, the show just felt all right. Like nothing super big happened on tonight's show, I guess you could say. I mean, the biggest thing that happened was Kevin Owens attacked Randy Orton at the end. And I guess the OG Bloodline are going to work together, even though Jay said, this time I ain't your right-hand man. So, see how it plays out. But, it was an easy show to watch, and I enjoyed the 2 hours. But it just, as the go-home show, and I don't know if it's because it was pre-taped or not, it just didn't feel super important, if that makes a lot of sense. And I said the same thing with Monday. Monday's Raw, as far as the go-home show, didn't feel like super important to build up the pay-per-view. So we'll see. After this, they got to start building up Survivor Series on, I want to say, November 30th from Vancouver, BC. So figure it all out. Crown Jewel tomorrow should be a pretty interesting show. Should be a pretty good show, I would think. And so, yeah. With all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here at twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out on YouTube with that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, that way you know when we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, if you want to support the channel in another way, you can do so by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. Even if it's just at the $1 tier, we greatly appreciate it. Whether that is here on YouTube or patreon.com/PWU Unlimited. Also, remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, remember to go to the Epic Games Store and buy something. Whether they're buying a new game, whether they're buying an old game, and they're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting that brand new Dragon Age The Veilguard, or you're getting into some Metro. They got a bunch of Metro games on sale right now. They've got Metro Last Light Redux, Metro 2023 Redux, both only $1.99 right now. Also, remember the free games. Go claim those. Witch It and Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is a really good game. Fortnite's also got some Deadpool stuff going on. They got some spooky marshmallow. And then we also got some Spider-Man and Venom skins for Rocket League. And when you're getting any of those, use this code right here, PWUNLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. One last programming note. Well, not really programming note yet, but working on putting together. We used to do the wrestling wrap up on Mondays and Fridays and Wednesdays and whatnot. Usually Mondays and Fridays. And I'm bringing it back with a new kind of twist. I want to say it's going to be more heavily produced and it's just going to be bigger and better. But I don't want to do it alone. I'm looking for a or some co-hosts that can join me. If you're interested and you have experience on podcasts talking about wrestling and so forth, send me a DM whether that is at Timmy Buddy, at PW Unlimited on Twitter, or an email to pwunlimitedstaff@gmail.com with some of your prior work. Maybe we can talk about working together and you could be on this new show we're working on putting together, probably, hopefully trying to start in the next couple of weeks. The show will air live around noon Central Time, so you got to be available during that time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you are interested or you know somebody that's interested, let them know we're looking for co-host. You don't have to be on every week. You don't have to be on twice a week. We're looking for like a rotating second or third chair. Hey, maybe we do 3 people sometimes. Maybe you just do me and somebody else. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I got some ideas for content on there. It's not just going to be, reviewing shows and whatnot. We're going to talk the news. I'm going to add some fun little games and whatnot in there as well. So see how it all does go, but that's going to be interesting. If you are interested and you have experience, shoot me a DM on Twitter at PW Unlimited, at Timmy Buddy, or email us PW Unlimited or PW Pro Wrestling Unlimited Staff. My mind went blank. Pro Wrestling Unlimited Staff. Let me double check if that's the right email. I always mix it up if it's Pro Wrestling Unlimited Staff or PW Unlimited Staff. It is PW Unlimited Staff at gmail.com, or just email me timmybuddy89 at gmail.com. If you're interested or know somebody that's interested, come to hit me up or you hit me up and see if we can work together on getting you as one of the co-hosts for this new show we're working on. Before we get into it, Esports Gaming Rules with the bit donation. He says, I saw Indy, Tegan, and Corbin departure news on Instagram and Twitter X when I got home after I got some food at the store near my house. Well, yes, we already reported on that. We had the initial report of Baron Corbin was told his contract will not be renewed. Indy and Tegan were told you're just released. And we got some more info on that. Per Fightful, Baron Corbin's contract is said to be up at the end of the year. And then with Tegan and Indy, 90-day no compete, which seems like they'll be free to do what they want in early February. So see how it plays out. Very unfortunate, but apparently there's already a lot of interest for Baron Corbin. And then Indy Hartwell and Tegan Knox. Not really sure about them. They got to figure out their work visa thing. That was a big issue for Tegan Knox the first time she was released. Is the work visa stuff to stay and work in the United States. So more power to them. As far as Indy seems like she's in as good spirits as she can be, responding to things on Instagram and stuff and Twitter. So we wish them the best in their future endeavors if WWE's not going to do it. He also says, I hope Indy, Tegan, and Corbin go to TNA just like Zaya Lee came to TNA, since TNA has a partnership. Well, now I'll just finish your comment here real fast and then I'll correct you. Partnership with WWE, even when Zaya Lee have a second chance after she can. No. So saying, I hope they go to TNA just because they have a relationship with WWE. What does that have to do with anything? It's not like they're going to release Baron Corbin. Corbin's going to go to TNA and then WWE's going to go, hey, let's put Corbin on our show because he's in TNA. That ain't going to happen. I would like to see Indy go to TNA. I would love to see her and Stephanie DeLander back together. I know Stephanie's out with an injury right now, or Steph DeLander. So if that can be a thing, put them in there fighting for them Knockouts tag titles, that would be really cool. I would love to see that. Indy Hartwell, whatever her name she's going to be going by, and Steph DeLander. I would love to see that. That would be really cool. Because I thought they were a really good duo, unit, tag, team, whatever you want to call them, act in NXT. As far as this Friday night Smackdown does go, the show opened up with a shot of the crown jewel title in the ring as Michael Cole hyped up the women's champions for their upcoming match tomorrow. Nia Jax came out. So if you haven't heard the news, Triple H stated the winners don't even get the dang belts. The belts are nothing more than an exhibit piece for WWE experience in Saudi Arabia. That's it. They will stay in Saudi year round. And if you're in Saudi Arabia, if you're in Riyadh and you go to the WWE experience, which from all the photos I've been seeing looks like a cool place, that's where you'll be able to see the belts. Champions don't get the belts. Instead, the champions will get a big old ring, similar to like a Super Bowl ring, Triple H said. So I know it's not going to happen, but I would love for Cody to do, if Cody were to win and beat Gunther, which I think Gunther's winning, I would love for Cody to get the ring and be like similar to when he had the ring in Ring of Honor. That would be cool, but I doubt it. And plus, Cody would have to be heel for that. So Jax began by saying the only thing on her mind is the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Jax said that she wants it. She gets everything she wants. Jax listed off becoming Queen of the Ring and becoming WWE Women's Champion. Jax called Morgan insufferable and smirked. Jax said she will walk out the first Crown Jewel Champion. Morgan's music then hits. Morgan walks out with Dirty Dom and Raquel. Morgan noted how she retired Becky Lynch and became, quote, the greatest Women's World Champion of all time. Morgan then called Dirty Dom the most gorgeous man in the world. Morgan reminded Jax that the last time they wrestled, Morgan beat Jax. Morgan said if anyone is going to become the first Women's Crown Jewel Champion, it's going to be her. Tiffany's music then hit. Stratton walked out with a microphone. Stratton said at Crown Jewel, it'll be Tiffy time because she's going to take her Money in the Bank briefcase and cash it in on the new WWE Women's Champion. Stratton then cut herself off. Stratton then cut off Jax, who started to talk, and told Jax not to get too comfortable. Morgan laughed at them and said that she has people around her that she can't trust. Stratton said she hasn't made her decision yet, and both Jax and Morgan were staring and look a little pissed off. Stratton reiterated that she will cash in at Crown Jewel. Stratton then asked Morgan if she beats Morgan, does that mean Dom goes with Stratton? And the crowd popped for that one. I thought that was funny. Stratton said that she could use some dirty Dom in her life. And Morgan said, looks like Stratton already has some dirt in her life. Stratton responded by elbowing Morgan out of the ring. Morgan then yelled for a referee as we got a match. We only saw about 2.5 minutes of it. It was Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton. It was all right. Again, we only saw like 2 minutes of it, though. So the match itself did begin during the commercial, so we joined it in progress as Morgan was beating Stratton down. The action spilled to the outside, and Morgan ran Stratton into the prime cart, the little hydration station. Morgan then hopped into Dom's arms, and they rubbed noses. Back in the ring, Stratton cut Morgan off with a boot to the stomach. Stratton went for her gymnastic splash, but Liv moved and took back control until Stratton caught Morgan and hit a powerbomb for a 2. Stratton yelled at Morgan that she's nothing without Dirty Dom. Stratton lifted Morgan. It resulted in a code breaker from Morgan for a 2 count. Morgan went for an oblivion, but Stratton countered with a boot. Jax up on the apron for a distraction and did distract the referee, and she threw the briefcase to Stratton. Stratton tried to hit Morgan, but Morgan moved and rolled Stratton up for the victory. So after the match, Morgan hit Stratton with the briefcase, but Jax grabbed it and hit everybody in sight. Excuse me, I was trying not to burp right into the microphone. Jax then hit her finisher. I wrote that weird. Her finisher. Oh, I see what happened. It went to the next page. Hit her finisher on Morgan to close the segment. So, yeah, there's like weird hair coming out of my mustache into my mouth. There's like one long strand of hair that's really bugging the shit out of me. Very weird. Anyways, so not a bad segment overall. It was the first like 15, 20 minutes of the show. So it did feel a little long in the tooth for all of it, but overall, it was all right. Got another home video from Kevin Owens, I guess you would say. Owens said that he tried to call Orton all week, but Orton never answered. Orton said that he didn't want to fight Orton. Owens said he didn't want to fight Orton because he looked up to Orton. And he can't understand why Orton is making Owens do it. Owens said that he never wanted to hurt Orton, but now he's going to. Owens said that he's going to hurt Orton like Orton hurt him. Because, quote, Orton didn't do this to us, or did this to us. Owens said that he's seen Orton. He'll see Orton Saturday. And again, another thing that I couldn't get behind, and it pulled me out here. He's like, I haven't been able to talk to Randy all week. Randy ain't ducking, dodging me, and that's da 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 da. If they were on the freaking kickoff show this morning together, Orton was in the ring talking to Michael Cole, and Kevin showed up. So it's like, I don't know about that one. you're going to air this segment. I get it. It's pre-taped and they didn't think everything through, I guess. But it's like, you're going to really do a segment on SmackDown. Tell me, I haven't heard from Randy all week. When you guys were this close with 1 or 2 security between you this morning. So, yeah, that was a little fumble. But then just a random as hell match. Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. Getting them a win for Street Profits. Building them up. They really played it up like they want to go for the tag titles. And so they got themselves a good victory here in a 4-minute match against Pretty Deadly. So I can see Street Profits being the next challengers to the Motor City Machine Guns. But as we also learned, A-Town Down Under wants to go for them tag titles. Anyways. Let us do a little thing before the match where Pretty Deadly went up to Lin-Manuel Miranda in the front row. And basically was like, they gave him some playbills for Pretty Deadly the musical, and they handed him a CD. So Michael Cole goes, Cole, I think I'm going to have to jump on Napster and see if I can download some of Pretty Deadly the musical, see what I can listen to. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, nah, fam. As Dawkins would say. As far as the matches go, the Profits are very underutilized, and it's a shame. I would just say that. Even B-Fab got to shine though tonight. I don't forget which one it was, but she scoop slammed one of the Profits one of the Pretty Deadly on the outside of the ring. That was pretty cool. A Pretty Deadly came to the ring, and the match started with. My notes are all kinds of weird right now. Google Docs messed all this up. Hold on, let me refresh this really fast. Maybe I don't know. It feels like there's paragraphs out of order. Let me refresh this really fast. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Pretty Deadly jump started the match, and Wilson started with Ford. Prince eventually tagged in not long after and put the boots to Ford. Wilson tagged back in. Wilson tagged back in and landed a DDT for a 2. Wilson pounded on Ford and then leapt at Ford before moved and ultimately got the tag to Dawkins, who cleaned house. Dawkins then took out Prince with a corkscrew elbow and did a series of spinning splashes on both members of Pretty Deadly. Prince then caught Dawkins and tagged in Wilson. The Heels briefly had the control, and Wilson distracted the referee. That's when B-Fab hit the big scoop slam on the outside. I think it was the Prince, but I wasn't 100% sure. Ford then tagged back in. Profits hit their super blockbuster and picked up the victory. Good win for the Street Profits. We go to the back and we got Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton talking. Stratton said she didn't mean it when she said she might cash in on Nia. Naomi and Bayley would then walk into frame, and Naomi told Jax to keep her title warm for her. She's coming after Nia. Stratton had a nasty old bump on her head. Oh, it was like this big, and it had a cut on it. Oof. Whoa. I think it was when she got smacked in the head with the briefcase, but it didn't look like it felt good. It looked like, oof, bad. We got another bit donation from Esports Gaming Rules. He says, I would like to ask a question. Why do some WWE Hall of Famers and legends are split between Harrison? No, I'm not getting into this. I'm going to tell you right now. You ask me a political question, I ain't getting into that. I follow some political stuff. We're actually going to do a stream on Tuesday following the election and whatnot. But, I mean, I'll read your question, but it's like, I don't have an answer because I don't talk to these people. And I don't, it's not for me to know why or tell someone why they should follow one candidate over another. But his question is, I'd like to ask a question. Why do some WWE Hall of Famers and legends are split between Harris and Trump in 2024 USA presidential election, despite UFC being united for Trump? What is going on in politics with TKO? Well, first off, to answer your question, just because Dana White is a Trump supporter, that means nothing for the UFC. That means nothing for WWE. That means nothing for TKO. Just because Dana White supports Trump, it doesn't mean everybody in the UFC has to support Trump. It doesn't mean anybody in TKO WWE has to support Trump. Basically, it's you support who you want to support. No one's going to tell you who you have to or who you can't. That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't know these people. I don't talk to them and say, hey, Kane. Oh, Mayor Kane. Hey, Mark Calloway. Why are you a Trump supporter? You know what I mean? Mick Foley. Why do you hate Trump? I don't know. Hell, even Tyrus did an interview with Trump. I mean, Tyrus is a big Fox News Republican, so that didn't shock me at all. But regardless, with all of it, I mean, I wish I could answer your question, but the blanket question here and the thing here is TKO, no matter who that is, up top, whether that's Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, Triple H, Nick Khan, Dana White, not going to tell anybody who they can or who they have to or who they don't have to support and vote for. If there's one wrestler over here that says, I want to vote for Trump, and there's another wrestler over here that says, I want to vote for Harris, okay, they're going to vote for Trump, they're going to vote for Harris. They're going to do what they want to do. But there's no directive in TKO saying you have to be a Trump supporter because Dana White's a big Trump supporter. No, not at all. Not one bit. It's just more of whoever you align with, you align with. The one thing I'm going to say about this election is the thing that I hate the most about this election is it is becoming more of why you should like this person and not here's what I'm running on opposed to what they're running for. You know what I mean? It's more of a, hey, you shouldn't like Donald Trump because of this. You shouldn't like Kamala Harris because of this. Not, you should vote for me because I will do this. That's my one big grief and gripe with this election. They're trying to make it more of a slander campaign, both sides. And it's just 99% of the time, you don't even hear what they're running on. Like their objectives and their, what's the word I'm looking for? Like what they will do once they're president. You know what I mean? It's just more of, oh, Donald Trump said this, so you shouldn't like him. Oh, Kamala doesn't know what she's doing. You shouldn't like her. Okay. Well, why should I vote for you? You say don't vote for them. Why should I vote for you? What are you going to do for me? To both sides. You know what I mean? That's my one big thing with this election. More than ever. More than the Trump Biden one. More than the Trump Hillary one. At least they were telling us back then, I'm running on this. This is my campaign. This is what I'll do for you. Now it's just hey, here are all my friends and celebrities that like me. Don't like them. But why? Why shouldn't I like them? I really could care less which celebrity endorses which candidate. I don't care that all the Avengers are for Harris. I don't care that Dana White and Hulk Hogan are for Trump. To me, it's what are you going to do for the people? Not who's the most popular with celebrities and influencers. Palpatine says it's always like that. We don't hear their goals and changes. Actually, we did in 2016 when it was Hillary versus Trump. And we did more than we do now when it was Trump and Biden. When it was Trump and Biden, it was even less of the whole, smear campaign stuff. At least both of them were saying. Trump was saying, here's what I've been doing. Here's what I tried to do, but COVID wouldn't let me, and I'll continue to try. And Biden was like, here's what I'm going to do when I get in there. And he did some and didn't do all. So it's like, and that's the other thing. People forget, like 2 years, or at least a year and a half to 2 years of Trump's reign as president. That's the wrong word, but run as president. He was handcuffed and couldn't do half the things he wanted to do because of COVID. So, and I'm not saying go vote Trump because give him another chance, but it's more of just like everyone's saying Trump didn't do this. And he said he was going to do this and this and that. Well, it's like, yeah, when he tried to do certain things, they're like, we can't right now. We're under a pandemic. So that's the one big thing I will say about all of that no one else was really wanting to talk about. Trump was handcuffed for half of his frickin' term because of COVID and the pandemic and the restrictions on what you can and can't do and whatnot. But regardless, we'll talk about more of this on Tuesday. Go vote. We're going to do a stream, play some video games, follow the election, do all that kind of stuff. Have some fun. As far as Smackdown does go, we get a 9-minute match here. Tag team match. It was Bayley and Naomi versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And, well, Indy's last WWE match. As far as the match does go, Hartwell and LeRae had the quick start here as they attacked the baby faces. Hartwell worked over Bayley until Bayley fought back, which led to Hartwell planting Bayley. LeRae tagged in and had a springboard twisting splash on Bayley on the outside of the ring. The show went to a commercial break. And we're about 40 minutes into the show at this point. Halfway through our second match. Now, when the show returned, the heels had the upper hand. Hartwell worked a chin lock on Bayley. LeRae tagged in, and Hartwell slammed LeRae on Bayley and got a 2 off of it. LeRae then focused on Bayley's arm. Hartwell tagged in and went for a boot, but Bayley moved and ran LeRae into the ring post before hitting a double knees on Hartwell. LeRae tagged in, but Bayley still managed to get the hot tag to Naomi. Naomi planted LeRae on the apron, and then the crowd kind of went silent for a little while. I'm like, oh, crowd's not into this match. Naomi followed this up with split-legged splash. Things then kind of broke down, and Bayley was the legal woman. Bayley hit a neck breaker on LeRae, and Naomi got the blind tag. LeRae didn't know, Hartwell didn't know, and they tried working over Bayley. LeRae then tried to pin Bayley with the moonsault. She went for the lion salt, but was told, Bayley ain't legal. Ref wouldn't count. LeRae then got up, ran into a rear view from Naomi, and got pinned 1, 2, 3. So Naomi picks up the victory. They're really building Naomi up with a bunch of wins right now, or at least a couple of good wins. So I think Naomi may be that next challenger to Nia Jax. Okay, Vicious, yes. Indy Hartwell was released today by WWE. She is leaving the company. Not on her decision. They just said, bye-bye. I mean, there's no better way to say it. Palpatine says, who you voting for? It's not a big deal to ask. I don't vote. They're plain and simple. Never voted. But I'll just say it. If I were to vote, it would be Trump just because I align more with the Republican Party. Not that I like Trump over Harris. I just align more with the thoughts of the Republican Party. So then we had the Bloodline segment. Very strong segment. Roman made his way out to the ring, flanked by Jimmy Uso. Crowd chanted OTC, and Jimmy started by calling Roman the tribal chief and reminded him that, quote, stronger together. All of us. Jimmy said that he loved Roman, and Roman needed to listen to him. He needed Roman to drop his beef with Jay. Jimmy said that he made up with his brother, and the crowd chanted, squash the beef, squash the beef. Jimmy said it was time for Roman to make up with his cousin and, quote, our brother. He's like, Oos, just listen to what Oos has to say. Jimmy said if they don't get this right, they'll lose the Solo in his bloodline. Jimmy kept talking, but Roman put his hand out for the mic. So Jimmy stopped and handed it to Roman. Jimmy went to give Roman the mic. Then Jay's music hit, and he came out, and oh my God, Jey Uso, one of the biggest stars in all of wrestling right now. Jey Uso is one of the biggest baby faces in the industry. He comes out, his music hits, and this crowd, any crowd, not just this crowd here tonight in Brooklyn, but any crowd loses their mind. Day one. I don't know the words, but like they're just losing it, doing the thing. Everybody in the arena is like, it's wild how big of a baby face now over Jey Uso is. We got more yeet. We got some yeet chants, followed by more squash the beef chants. Jay took off his sunglasses and said, quote, let me get one thing clear. This match, this fight, only took it to get back a Solo. Basically, because Solo cost him the championship and is messing up the family. Jay said, things aren't all the way fixed in this family, though. But enough. Jay said, it took all he had to stand beside Roman in this ring. He won't forget what Roman did to him, though. Physical damage, emotional damage, mental damage. Jay said that he showed up because that's what family does. Through all of this, we're still family, and the crowd yeeted. Jay said they got to show everyone family above all. Jay said, this go around, though, Roman, you ain't going to tell me what to do. I ain't your right-hand man no more. I ain't your lackey. We're equals. Jay said all three of them are equals. And they should run things like they used to back in the day all together. Jay said if Roman speaks to or treats Jay in the slightest way of disrespect, set him out. Jay said Roman could act like his cousin and not his tribal chief. And he'll see him at Crown Jewel because they'll be together. Jay asked Roman if they would do the damn thing. Roman asked for Jimmy's microphone. Crowd chants OTC. Roman looked around and simply said, yeet, into the microphone. Crowd erupted when Roman said yeet. Lost their minds. Crowd then started chanting, hug it out. Jimmy put his finger up to acknowledge Roman. Jay stepped up and did the same. Roman followed suit, raised the finger. Crowd ate this up, loved it. Roman's music hits, and they lost their minds again. They go from the most hated to hated, which we're still getting good cheers, to the biggest of babies. Gotta love it, gotta love it. This was great. Strong segment. As Naomi used to say back in the day in that group she had with Sasha and Tamina, I always forget the name of that group. Unity. And that's what we saw tonight from the OG Bloodline. Unity. Byron Saxon is backstage interviewing Motor City Machine Guns. Didn't really get to say much. Asked them what their goals were, and then out comes A-Town Down Under. Team Bad, thank you since Saturday. Team Bad. Austin and Grace Waller walk up, and Waller said, we respect you guys. We should have you on the biggest talk show in WWE. Not Miss TV, no. Alex Shelley was like, oh, Miss TV? He's like, no. Grace and Waller effect. I lost my mind. I thought it was so funny when he was like, we should have you on the biggest talk show in WWE. And Shelley's like, oh, Miss TV? I thought it was so funny. So next week, Motor City Machine Guns will be the guests on the Grayson Waller effect. Moving forward, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill came out as we have a 4-way moving forward in our next match. And this one hair right here coming off my mustache. The curling around my lip into my mouth and bugging the shit out of me. So it was Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Lash Legend, and Piper Niven in a 12-minute match. Now, match was really good, I will say that. There were some clunky spots, but then the finish, well, that was really, really good. I loved the finish of this match. So things got a little clunky early on, like I stated. Sky tried to roll up Lash Legend. Legend then elbowed the hell out of her little She connected hard. Those two then went to the outside. Belair then started fighting with Niven in the corner. Niven went for a corner splash. Niven then hit a shoulder block on Belair, and then Legend dumped Sky on the apron. Inside the ring, Legend and Niven traded blows. Legend tried to lift Niven, but couldn't. Ditto the other way around. The two women then hit dueling clotheslines and took each other down. Belair then got back into the ring and hit a moonsault. Sky returned and threw Legend to the outside. Sky then went for a moonsault, but Niven cut Sky off. Belair then dumped Niven to the outside. Belair followed this up with an attempted splash, but Niven and Legend caught Belair and threw her into the guardrail. The show then went to a commercial break. When things returned, heels were in control, working over Sky in the ring, complete with a choke slam from Lash Legend and a senton from Niven. They both tried to go for the pin, and that kind of didn't work, and they started trading blows at each other. Belair then repeated and hit a splash from the top onto Niven and Legend. Belair then hit a spinebuster on Niven and followed it up with the shoulder block to Niven and Legend. Belair then worked the 10 punches in the corner spot on both heels until the heels lifted Belair. Match kind of reset when Sky came back to the top and drop kicked all of them. Sky hit a series of double knees on the heels and went to the top, but Niven cut her off. At one point, they're all fighting on the outside. Legend went for a pin inside, and Chelsea Green actually broke it up with the ref. Paid attention, but it's 4-way, so no disqualification. Which I'm surprised there wasn't more, I guess you would say, interference. There were some fighting outside by the teammates and whatnot. Back inside the ring, Niven landed a series of power moves and sentons on everybody in sight. Niven hit a Michinoku driver on Belair. Legend then kicked Niven, and Cargill and Legend engaged in a little stare down inside the ring. Cargill was pulled outside, and Legend was looking at Cargill. Bianca then hit the KOD on Legend, and instantly, Sky came off the top of the moonsault on Belair, and then pinned Lash Legend to pick up the victory. I thought the finish of this match was really good. Kind of like Io coming out of nowhere after Bianca just hit her move, stole the pin, got the win. There we go. So that tells you right there, damage control ain't winning tomorrow. Esports Gaming Rules, the bit donation. He says, like you are wearing the Bullet Club shirt now, that Cody says in an interview, Finn needs the Bullet Club money from New Japan. Remember, they are Bullet Club for life. I mean, I've had this shirt for years. Ain't the first time I've ever worn this shirt. I literally go to my closet, reach my hand around in my shirt shelf, and grab whatever's on the top. I don't even look. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton were seen talking backstage in the locker room. Cody asked Orton to save a piece of KO for him. Orton said there won't be any left when he's done with them. Orton stared at Cody's title as Cody was looking away. They're building it. They're telling us whether it's babyface versus babyface or Randy's turning. Randy's going after that belt. And probably soon. I don't know how soon, because I think Kevin beats him tomorrow. And then maybe Randy's gone for a month or two. Then he comes back and says, I don't know. I don't know how it works out. But we know that right now the tentative plan for Saturday night's main event is Kevin and Cody. That's in a month and a half. We got a video hyping up Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Basically both saying that they want to win the U.S. title tomorrow. And Carmelo Hayes literally goes, I can't think of no better place than to win the United States Championship than in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I go, what? Okay, buddy. Anyways, they both just said that they're going to beat LA Knight tomorrow and they're going to come out and they're going to win and this and that. But LA Knight's at the end of the vignette and said that he didn't regret what he did and during their, quote, Game 7. And he will retain at Crown Jewel. We then got a Solo Sikoa video with the Bloodline. Solo said that his new family would never turn on him. They'd never hurt him. They love him. Solo brought up how Jimmy, Jay, and Roman couldn't get along. Solo kept questioning why he's the bad guy. He's not done a bad guy thing at all. He said, I was always there for you guys. Roman needed something, did it. I didn't question or ask why. But then, you all turned on me. You thought I was the bad guy. And I always did what was asked of me. He said, Roman's bloodline will respect his and acknowledge him as a tribal chief. So we had our main event match. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton versus Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther in a 10-minute match. It's going exactly how I thought it would. Ludwig getting pinned. Good match. Kind of just a normal TV main event. Nothing special. Cody and Gunther started things off. Gunther immediately tagged out. Kaiser then attacked Cody and worked over Cody inside the ring until Cody came back with a long-standing vertical suplex on Kaiser. Cody clotheslined Kaiser over the top rope and followed that up with the suicide dive to the outside. Cody rolled Kaiser back into the ring, and the show went to its final break of the night. The show did return, and Kaiser had the advantage. They didn't tell us how. Cody went for a Cody cutter, but Kaiser cut Cody off. Gunther then kicked Cody in the head. Kaiser punched Cody repeatedly. Kaiser finally tagged in Gunther, and the two Imperium members hit stereo kicks on Cody. Cody and Gunther exchanged blows until Gunther chopped the hell out of Cody and tagged in Kaiser. Kaiser landed a knee for a 2 and worked a chin lock. Kaiser and Cody clotheslined each other and set up for the hot tags. Said hot tags then took place, and Orton hit Kaiser with a signature snap power slam. Gunther finally tagged in, but Orton went for a draping DDT on Kaiser. Gunther broke that up with the chop. Gunther was the recipient of a draping DDT. Orton set it for an RKO, but Gunther blocked it. Cody tagged in. Kaiser did the same, and Cody hit a bionic elbow on Kaiser before landing a Cody cutter from the top. Cody then set up for a crossroads, but Gunther broke it up. Orton hit an RKO, and Orton hit an RKO on Gunther, which enabled Cody to hit the crossroads and pin Ludwig Kaiser. So, simple. Nothing happened in a really main event match. Good tag match between 4 solid, great pro wrestlers. The match ends, and Randy's in the middle of the ring. Yeah, Cody climbs to the top rope. Woo! And then all of a sudden, there's KO. He's got a steel chair and right to the back of the knee of Randy Orton, right to the back of Randy Orton. Cody then goes, "What's going on?" Jumps off the ropes. He runs away. Gunther then grabs Cody from behind and puts him in a rear naked choke. And that's how the show goes off the air, with Gunther choking out Cody. So is that to tell us Gunther's not winning? Cody's winning? My prediction is Gunther. But at the same time, it's like, Gunther did get the advantage at the end of the show, so we'll see how it plays out. But that was everything that did take place on SmackDown. Let's get the poll going here. If you're watching on Twitch really fast. What did you think of SmackDown? I liked it. Was all right. I didn't like it. If you are watching on Twitch, the poll is now live. Let's go refresh the other polls as well. Bada bing, bada boom. How you doing? As far as the threads poll does go, everybody that voted, like the show. Good to see, good to see. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 87% like the show, 12% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 84% like the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 3% didn't like it. Person says, love SmackDown, ready for tomorrow. Person says, are you going to do predictions for Crown Jewel? In the morning, that will be part of my preview with betting odds as well. As far as everybody that voted in the live poll, 77% liked the show, 21% thought it was just all right, and 2% didn't like it. Finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. Remember, we do have WWE Crown Jewel tomorrow. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And then afterwards, we will be live right here talking about the entire show, breaking it all down, and giving you a nice little recap. With that, guys, have a great rest of the night. I'm going to go live here just shortly. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. It's a Fortnite. Thought, hey, why not jump in there, play a little Fortnite, have a little fun, and do the damn thing. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, so